Have you ever caught yourself doing something automatically, like brushing your teeth or reaching for your phone, without even thinking? That's the power of habit. Psychologists estimate that around 40% of our daily actions are habitual, repeated behaviors that run on autopilot.
But what exactly is a habit?
A habit is a learned behavior that becomes automatic, an association between a cue and a response that has been repeated until it no longer needs conscious thought.
Habits form because our brains are wired for efficiency. They help us offload mental effort for tasks we do often, freeing up brain power for more complex decisions. So how do habits form? It starts with repetition. When a behavior is performed in the same context and yields a reward, the brain begins to automate it. This is known as associative learning. We repeat what works. Over time, just encountering the cue, like sitting on the couch at 9 p.m, can trigger the behavior automatically, like grabbing a snack, even if the reward has faded. This automation is what makes habits so powerful, and sometimes so hard to break. Researchers have found that it takes, on average, around 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. But it can vary from 2 months to more than 8 months depending on the habit and the person. Where do our habits come from? Some are intentional, like practicing an instrument until it becomes second nature, but many form without us realizing it. Emotional states like boredom or stress often become internal triggers. Boredom leads to scrolling, stress leads to snacking or nail biting. And external cues, like walking into your kitchen or hearing your alarm, can activate a whole chain of behaviors without you thinking. Our culture, environment, and upbringing also shape our habits. We unconsciously adopt routines from family, peers, and even society at large. One of the most helpful frameworks for understanding habits is the habit loop. There are 4 key stages. Cue, the trigger that tells your brain to initiate the behavior. Craving, the desire that drives the behavior. Response, the behavior itself. Reward, the benefit that reinforces doing it again. This loop becomes automatic over time. Just seeing a cue, like the coffee pot in the morning, can trigger a craving which drives the action and leads to a reward your brain learns to expect. Neurologically, habits are stored in the brain's basal ganglia, particularly the dorsolateral striatum. This region takes over once a behavior becomes routine, freeing the conscious brain to focus elsewhere. Researchers have even observed task bracketing, where brain activity fires at the start and end of a habit sequence, treating it as a single chunk. This neural efficiency helps us function, but also explains why habits are hard to change. When stressed or distracted, our brains fall back on default routines, even those we no longer want. So how can we break a bad habit or build a better one? It starts with understanding your triggers. Time of day, emotional state, environment, people, any of these can act as cues. If you can identify and disrupt the cue, you interrupt the habit. You can also substitute the behavior. Stress triggers a walk instead of a smoke. Boredom leads to a stretch instead of scrolling. Building good habits requires small steps, consistent cues, and immediate rewards. Use if-then plans like, after I pour my coffee, I'll write 1 sentence. And think identity first. Don't just try to run. See yourself as a runner. Don't just read more. Become a reader. We tend to act in ways that align with how we see ourselves. Most importantly, be patient. Good habits take time to cultivate. You'll miss a day, you'll slip up. That's normal. What matters is showing up again. Each repetition rewires your brain. Because forming a habit isn't just about behavior,
It's about becoming the kind of person who does that behavior automatically. Want to learn more about how we form habits?
For a deeper dive into this topic, check out the link to an article on habit formation in the pinned comment and video description.